Hey everybody, it's Miss Marcy and I am doing my review on Insecure. I know this review is like super late, but I'm gonna hit y'all with the better late than never. Yeah, it's late because I just been busy. I just hadn't had a chance to get to it. I meant to post it up on Monday or whatever. But with the holiday and everything, I just got kind of busy and I've just been doing me. But anyway, nah. But here I am, though. Here I am. All right, so we on season 3, episode 4, Fresh Like. Fresh Like what? Nah. All right, so the scene opens up. Issa done moved out of Daniel's house, finally. She done moved out of Daniel's house and into her own crib or whatever. Daniel actually helped her pack her boxes and, packed her stuff or whatever. And, you can kind of tell Daniel really, honestly and truthfully didn't want her to go. You know what I'm saying? It was just like he kind of got used to Issa being there and, just kind of like got used to having her around or whatever. And then y'all know Issa been very supportive of Daniel with this whole rap career. His, not rap career, but his, producing or whatever. Like, she's really been, like, very supportive of him. And he needs that. Y'all know how men need that. They need that good supportive woman, you know what I'm saying, that's going to stand strong, 16 strong behind them, you know what I mean, 10 toes down. But she been that chick. So anyway, so she moves out because it's just time for her to finally go. Because Daniel getting to the point where he ready to start fucking and she ain't really trying to do all that, you know what I'm saying. She just trying to, for some reason, Issa kind of, to me, she kind of act hesitant to really get back with Daniel like that. I mean, we know they had a past together. You know what I'm saying? But we really don't know, like, why they really ever broke up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this season they'll unpack that. You know what I mean? And we'll find out what really went down between Issa and Daniel before she got with Lawrence. Because we know Daniel was before Lawrence's time. So anyway, so she moves in. Molly comes over and brings some housewarming gifts or whatever. And Molly brings some stuff and, Issa's like, yeah, I don't really want to try to focus on being a new me. She said because she feels like every time she tries to, be a new version of herself, she goes back into old ways. And you know how sometimes I guess they say you take two steps forward and you get pushed back 4 steps. I don't know, maybe she means something like that or whatever. But she was just like, no, I'm just going to, just kind of go with the flow, I guess, or whatever, So, that was that. Then, what happened? So then they get interrupted while her and Molly are sitting there. They get interrupted by some neighbor knocking on the door. Because y'all know now, Issa is the property manager now. She's a part of the property management team. So she has to tend to the neighbors, their needs and what they got going on, door lockouts and things like that. Things of that nature. She has to tend to that or whatever. So the neighbor comes knocking on the door talking about they got squirrels in the walls or whatever. So ratchet. So, then what else? Okay, so Molly, they show Molly laying in the bed with her dog, okay? Molly laying in that bed, you know what I'm saying? She just petting her dog, and then she looks over, she looks over to the left, and then she realizes that, damn, sis lonely as hell. She thinking about Dro's ass probably coming over there blowing her back out or whatever. But, she just laying there, you know what I'm saying? She ain't calling nobody up. She just laying there like, man. She realizing how lonely she is, you know what I'm saying? But, okay, so then, I had to write down some notes, y'all. So then, Issa's still unpacking her things or whatever. And then she comes across this rap journal that she has. Y'all know how Issa be rapping in the mirror, okay? Behind closed doors, one of them little things, something that we do as people behind closed doors. I mean, I don't rap in the mirror behind closed doors, but I'm just saying we do stuff behind closed doors that we really don't, share with people, whatever. But anyway, she got this rap journal or whatever, and she comes across that, and she just looking in it like, dang, you know. And it's like she realizes, she remembers just how passionate she was about a rap career, you know. I'm gonna be honest, the first episode and, you know, the first season of this show, when she would rap, I thought she would just do that just for like fun or whatever. I didn't really think that was something that Issa had a passion for. I don't know, I just kind of thought she did it for fun and just to kind of relieve stress or whatever. I mean, that's just what I thought, you know. But anyway, evidently she has a passion for it or whatever. But for whatever reason, she didn't pursue rapping though. You know what I mean? She pursued other stuff or whatever. So anyway, Molly's at work, right? And she's in her meeting. Now, y'all know Molly got that new job down at the new law firm or whatever. And, you know, it's like mainly black folks, you know. So Molly's comfortable, like, okay, this is cool. You know, she ain't thinking she got to really worry about no underhanded shade or nothing like that or whatever. But, you know, to Molly's surprise, you know, things are going on that she's kind of peeping in. Molly's feeling away. She's feeling like, damn, you know, she feel like she's not shining like she's not shining like she feel like she should be. She's not, you know, really getting the attention that she was hoping that she would get, you know, at this new firm with all these black folks. So they're in this meeting or whatever, and one of her counterparts, Torrance, I think that was his name. He's loud and outspoken and just real obnoxious. And she's kind of peeping that like, dang. You know, he's like over talking her and stuff. And she can't really, you know, she feels like this is like in a way of her shining like she really wants to, you know. So after the meeting, you know, she goes to the water cooler or whatever. And then, you know, she's talking to the other two ladies that were there too. And then, you know, they kind of, at first, they kind of came off like they really wasn't really feeling what she had to say or whatever. And they kind of made her feel like she was, you know, by herself in the way she was feeling. But then they said, because she had basically made a comment about the Torrent guy. Like, you know, like, well, dang, you know, he sure is, you know, basically, you know, not wanting to really say it how she wanted to say it. But she was really saying like, dang, he kind of like loud or whatever and annoying. And they kind of, you know, shared the same sentiments, and they let her know that. And so they started to laugh or whatever. So she felt a little bit more comfortable. But my thing with Molly is I think Molly's getting a little too comfortable too soon at a new position. And it's my firm belief that you shouldn't do that. I don't care where you go. When you're new to a place, you're supposed to sit back and observe and be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like your talent and your gift got you there. But your mouth and your, you know, certain things can get you kicked up out of there. You know what I mean? So I just feel like Molly's getting too comfortable too soon with these people. And I think she need to be sitting back and just, you know what I'm saying, kind of filling them out a little bit more. And then, you know, you can start getting a little lax. I mean, you never want to get too relaxed in, you know, corporate or whatever. But you want to kind of, you know, not on your job. You don't want to ever get too relaxed. But you don't want to be new and already rubbing people the wrong way because of your mouth. You know what I mean? So anyway, because that's what I see Molly doing. So anyways, okay, so Issa is out grabbing a bite to eat at her favorite taco spot. So while she's there, she runs into, what's his name? Nathaniel? I think that's his name. She runs into the guy from her Lyft party. You know, when she was doing the Lyft and they had the little party and him and the old boy got into the fight. Yeah, Nathan is his name. So she runs into Nathan, and when she sees him, she drops her taco or whatever. So her and Nathan start talking and stuff. Now, he's a barber, and he's just in the area. He says he's in the area because a client canceled on him. So they start talking, you know, just kicking it, shooting the breeze, you know, like, oh, okay, just kind of catching up or whatever. So then, what happened? Issa gets a text from somebody named Amal, and he tells her he's at the terminal, but she ignores the text because she's sitting there talking to Nathan or whatever. So her and Nathan's talking, and they're just talking. Meanwhile, Molly is at her counseling session, and she's venting to her counselor like, I'm just not getting ahead. Like I was saying, she feels like she's not shining bright. She's not a shining star like she was hoping she would be, or like she thinks she should be. And, you know, the counselor just kind of tells her, like, you know, well, maybe you should focus more on, you know, seeing how you could help, as opposed to just trying to be the shining star. And that's kind of what I think, too. Like, maybe you should focus on, you know, being helpful and not being the shining star. You know, I just feel like it's too soon for Molly to really be focused on it. I really don't understand what that's all about with Molly. I don't know. Maybe she's used to, sometimes, you know what? Sometimes a person could get used to and comfortable with their position that they had prior to a new position, that they go to the new position and they always remember how Molly kept talking about, well, at my old job, you know, this and this and that. You know, you can't do that. You can't do that because those new people are not going to receive that. They don't give a fuck about who you were or what your old job did, because they looking at what's going on right now. And right now you are the new girl who they feel don't need to be talking so much. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm sorry, I gotta look at these notes, okay? And, you know, in this counseling session, Molly confesses that ever since ever since the situation with Dro, she said something along the lines of she decided to, I guess, dive into what she's doing. I don't know. I forgot. I can't remember what she said verbatim, but she made a reference to ever since situation with Dro, something. And the counselor was like, well, who is Dro? And then she just started looking all weird, like, you know. So then anyway, Issa and Nathan are still talking or whatever. So, they're walking through the neighborhood or whatever, and Issa mentions that she lived in a house in that area. She grew up in a house in that area. So, he asked to see it. Now, mind you, Issa had plans to meet up with Frida on some job-related issues or whatever, a meeting or whatever, meetup or whatever. But Issa cancels. She calls Frida up and she cancels because she want to still walk around with Nathan. So they go to the old house that Issa grew up in or whatever. They get to the house and they're talking and they're looking at it. They're just watching, you know, looking outside the house or whatever. Issa mentions that there was a pool at the house, a pool that they barely got a chance to use. Nathan says, okay, I want to see it. They go to the pool. The pool is there, whatever. And then they're playing truth or dare, right? So Issa dares him to jump in the pool naked. Now let me tell y'all about this part. I didn't really like that part because I felt like, okay, you just met him. Like, I just felt like she kind of, I don't know, to me, just kind of, I understand being spontaneous and daring, but okay, you're gonna ask him to get naked in the pool. That just kind of took away, it's just like, I don't know, it just kind of took away from the, to me, just, oh no, it was something about that part I just didn't like. It's like you cheapened the whole getting to know him. I don't know, that's just my opinion, I don't know. So, of course, he does it. He gets butt naked and jumps in the pool. And then, of course, he dares her to do it. Okay? So she does it. She gets butt naked. She gets in the pool, too. So they in the pool talking, and, you know, it's feeling kind of awkward, but at the same time, it's kind of awkward, but at the same time, for them to be so new to each other and just met really for real, it's like they felt comfortable. You know what I mean? So they talking and stuff, and she's asking him something about a scar on his neck or whatever. He's like, oh, you know, he just kind of blew it off or whatever. And they're just talking. And to me, from their conversation, he just don't sound, I don't know, he just doesn't sound responsible. You know what I'm saying? I love how they made him a barber because, honey, nowadays it do seem like if a dude ain't trying to rap, I'm not trying to be funny, but if he ain't rapping, he a barber. Or, I mean, it's a lot of barbers nowadays, for real. It really is. And I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it by far. Don't get it twisted. I'm not. But I'm just saying, like, that's so real. You know, that's so true. So, anyway, He just sounds, I don't know, like he's from Houston, but ever since they had that flood, you know, he picked up and he left. You know what I'm saying? He left, and he said he could have stayed, but he decided to leave. So in the conversation, you know, the fact that he just up and left, you know, Issa made a comment or something. I know she talked about how she likes to rap or whatever, and he was telling her that, you know, maybe she should pursue that. You know what I mean? Yeah, he tells her that she should do what it is that she wants to do, which is her rap music or whatever, because she had, like I said, she had opened up to him about how she kept a rap journal and how she raps in the mirror and stuff, you know. So I don't know, he just sound like, to me, he don't sound that stable. I don't know, I could be wrong, but he just doesn't sound like a stable person or whatever. But then again, maybe he don't have kids, and maybe he can just pick up and leave. I can't remember if he said he had a kid or not or whatever, but I don't know, just the way he just left Houston, I don't know, it just seems like he might not be a stable kind of dude. So then somebody comes, the owner of the house comes out and runs their asses out of the pool, which I thought that was funny. So they jump out the pool butt ass naked. So they go get back into the car, whatever. And they like, now what? You know, now what we gonna do? You know, so they finish walking around, going to get something to eat or whatever. So as they go to this taco stand, they get a taco or whatever. And he like, man, this stuff is cold as hell. She's like, oh, I got a microwave at my house, which is not far from here. You can heat it up in my house. And so, of course, they go back to her apartment. Issa act like she ready to just dive on in with this dude right here, honey. So they go back to her apartment or whatever, and they sitting there talking, you know, just really comfortable with each other. And don't get me wrong, it's a good feeling when you meet somebody and y'all could just click and vibe like that. It does feel really, really good. So, you know, they're sitting there talking or whatever, and they talk. And then they start kissing. Okay? Then they interrupted by a little boy knocking on the door. You know what I'm saying? He says that, he's like,